Hello and welcome to day 2 of Lisbon Summit and the second of our daily reviews with BMW. I'm your host, Jonathan Openshaw. Now, yesterday certainly kicked things off in style with keynote addresses from the likes of Google and Slack, looking at how we're going to define tech over the next 12 months. There are also loads of smaller innovators who are outlining their unique visions for the future of the industry. Today's schedule was just as jam-packed, so without further ado, let's get straight into what happened on day 2. Now, it's long been said that a picture is worth 1,000 words, but could the future of search genuinely be visual? There's a whole generation now of digital natives who grew up with the internet and who communicate through visual mediums. The CEO of Pinterest took to centre stage to paint us a picture of what this future might look like.
And on Pinterest, we do 3 things. One is we try to understand the aesthetic qualities of an image. So if you see an article of clothing you like, our goal isn't to show you an identical piece of clothing or a thing from that brand. It's to show you something that's the same style and the same taste. The second thing we do is that we try to go inside of an image and decompose it into its parts, so you can zoom in on just a portion, maybe a chair in a living room, maybe a statue kind of in a city, and you can figure out what is that, and in a lot of cases, how can I make that mine? How can I buy that at my price point? And the last thing that we work on is we work on tools so you can actually use your camera to query the world around you. Mm-hmm. And I think today that doesn't feel really natural to do, but I think in the very near future, the camera will feel a lot more like a keyboard. Instead of having to come up with exact words to describe what you're looking for, you're going to be able to just point the camera at something and use that as the starting point to discover something new.
Now, robots have failed to come of age, despite all our dreaming through sci-fi movies, but could 2019 finally be the year that we see robots amongst us? Well, that's certainly the vision of CEO of Hanson Robotics, Ben Goertzel, and I know you probably get this question a lot, but when you're talking about things like humanoid robots and you talk about things like the singularity, I think for a lot of lay people, it kind of contains a bit of threat. People get a bit scared about it. It's this kind of sci-fi vision we have of kind of Skynet and we're all going to be enslaved. What do you say to those dystopians?
We almost named our company Skynet, but someone had the URL, so we had to go with SingularityNet instead, right? Yeah.
So what would you say? People are they have ambiguous feelings, to say the least, about it. What do you've got a very positive vision. What do you kind of say to?
I mean, technology always has pluses and minuses, and people have ambiguous feelings about their phones also, but they don't stop using them. And I think the same is true with AIs and robots. People like to be afraid and they like to torment themselves in confusion sometimes, but when you give them something really useful, they're going to use it. So if you put a home service robot in everyone's home that takes care of grandma, watches the baby, cleans the dishes, cleans the house, and remembers all your appointments for you, people are going to use that home service robot. It's going to give them a lot of value, just like everyone uses their smartphone right now. So I think people's unease with new things is just part of human psychology. But in the end, we're providing valuable services to people, and that's what's going to carry the day.
Elsewhere at the fair, we asked if social media could finally bring us happiness.
People are starting to do something about it, and they are taking breaks. We see that younger people are deleting the Facebook app off their phone altogether. And so that's one thing you can do. You literally just delete them. But besides that, we see that there are platforms that do make people feel better. And those are the platforms that emphasize entertainment and discovery. Those are platforms such as Imgur, but also Netflix and YouTube, platforms where they break you outside of your friends list. You get to discover everything else that's out there, including new interests and new people, and they don't kind of lock you into these little echo chambers that may end up being a little bit cesspool-y, as you say.
Chief Data Officer of Condé Nast, Karthik Bala, also stopped by the BMW stand to talk about combining creativity with tech.
So AI machine learning is a huge thing, and then taking that and personalizing a user's experience within whatever ecosystem you're in, that's a huge, I think a huge thing for us. And engaging with people on a one-on-one basis using machine learning and AI is a huge priority of mine, and I think that's where the media industry is going, where it's no longer like the past where you create a piece of content and everybody has to consume it. Now it's all personalized to individual needs, and I think using machines to do that will obviously change the way we operate and engage with our customers.
Pasquale Romano, President and CEO of ChargePoint, gave us an insight into the future of electric driving.
Fuel consumption from fossil fuels to electricity, there's a whole rethink that has to happen. Also, second, there are lots of trends that have to be considered simultaneously. So you've got the electrification of vehicles, but you also have to look at autonomy, goods mobility, in that more people are having things sent to them than going to the store, right? All these different trends coming together to really change the transportation landscape.
So there you have it, from artificial intelligence to the future of DNA-based computing, the second day of Lisbon Web Summit certainly delivered. Now make sure you follow the hashtag YourSummit for all of our daily reviews, moving mind interviews and morning briefings. And we'll see you back here same time, same place tomorrow for the next edition of the Daily Review.